Recent research suggests that marriage is disappearing in Britain. It is a social revolution that has recently been charted by the latest census, covering 10 years of social trends in Britain. Marriage is on the decrease. Compared to 1991, adults in 2021 are 44% more likely to have never been married. In 2021, 46.9% of individuals in England and Wales were married, down from 49.4% in 2011. In 1991, about 37% of women aged 20 to 39 were in the category of never married. This rose to 58.6% in 2011 and 65.7% by 2021. Every year, the UK Office for National Statistics (ONS), the gold standard for national data, charts the decline of marriage in Britain. The latest set of ONS figures show that marriage rates are at their lowest level ever. On the other hand, the level of loneliness is on the rise. An average of 7.08% of people reported feeling lonely often or always from November 2022 to February 2023. This equated to an estimated 3.7 million people. This represents a continuation of the higher levels of loneliness than those reported by the ONS pre-pandemic in 2018, which equated then to 5%. Why do you think this might be happening? Is it worth getting married? Let's find this out on today's All About You.
Hi everybody, welcome back, and today we're talking about love life again on our special series of love life. And today is another very important topic in my opinion. And I'm joined again by Matilda.
Yes,
hi Matilda.
Thank you. Hello.
Thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
Today, what are we talking about?
Today we are talking about a very important topic. Is it worth getting married?
Is it worth getting married, Matilda?
Oh, I can scream the answer. Yes, yes, yes. But okay, before people say, oh, okay, we're gonna explain why.
It's worth getting married when you get married to the right person.
Yes,
obviously. When you do what you need to do, and then you can savor the dish. First you cook, first you chop the vegetables. You see, many people, they want to eat a very nice, nutritious meal, but they don't want to have to go through the trouble of cooking. Marriage is similar to that. You need to put in the work. And that's why we think, that's our opinion, right? But before we go any further, let's have a look at what people have to say on the streets of London.
I think it is worth getting married to the right person, but if it's not the right person, then I don't think so. I think if it's the right societal thing to do, to get married, and it would look good for your status and for what society expects of you, then I don't think that's the good reason to get married. But if you are madly in love with the right person and you want to live with that person until death, then I do think you should get married.
Yeah, I'm very much in favour of getting married. I'm married myself. Life is hard enough as a single person, and doing it jointly together with some other person I think is greatly beneficial for many reasons. You know, it's a support structure, it's financially makes sense. I think it's a good environment for bringing up children. From what I know, statistics on marriage are very favourable in that it's quite good for physical and mental well-being. First and foremost, you have to love each other, and I do very much love my wife. I think it's a great institution, and we should continue it, I think.
I did get married just because we were waiting for a child. So I did it, but really I don't believe very much about the construction of a relationship based on a contract.
What do you mean? You said you got married because you was waiting for a child. What do you mean?
I didn't want to marry. So when the child arrived, I approved to marry with my wife. Yes, it was not a problem. But I never been sure about the marriage as a contract to stay together. The marriage is not useful so much. The important thing is to love the person, to stay very well with the person, and to create a good relationship.
Why do you see it as a contract?
The marriage, when you go in a church, when you go in a town hall to make a marriage, is a contract, religious and administrative contract. It's not love. I mean, the love is inside the couple. It's not about a ceremony in one place or the other place.
Are you still married?
No, my wife died.
Would you remarry?
No. Not at all.
It just depends on, at what age of when the person is ready, to get married, to take it a whole responsibility.
How would you know that you're ready for marriage?
For me, if I'm ready for marriage, it's just having enough income, be ready, for the support I'm going to give my family to.
I think if you want to get married, it's worth getting married to celebrate your love. But that if you don't want to get married, you've not missed out on anything in life. It's not a necessity.
Okay, why do you think it's not a necessity to get married?
I think traditionally marriage kind of came from religion and kind of passing off women as kind of property. It's got kind of a few anti-feminist. I don't think it's necessary. I think a lot of people have really good long-term relationships into older life that work really well without marriage.
Would you get married?
I don't know. I'm in a long-term relationship, and if both of us decided we want to get married, I definitely would. I think it would be fun, a celebration of love with a lot of friends. But if I was to grow old having not gotten married, I wouldn't think I've missed something big in life.
Yeah, I think it is worth getting married because being married is kind of a greater step towards commitment. It's fine to live with each other and not be married, but I think if you're willing to get married to one another, it kind of shows that you're willing to stay there for life. And if, things go wrong or you have arguments, there's more at stake for a married couple, so they might be more willing to work through it, go to counselling or something, compared to a couple if they're not married, take steps to work through any problems that they might have.
Welcome back. Matilda,
Yes.
what stood out the most for you?
I think one guy summed it up perfectly when he said marriage is good in all sense of the word because it helps you financially, which is true because two people, they help each other out.
But that's not the main reason why you
No,
marry.
of course not, no.
But we're talking about the perks. The
Yes,
perks. Remember
exactly.
the perks. After you've put in all the sacrifice, then these are the fruits you reap naturally, okay? All right, disclaimer time.
Exactly. He said emotionally as well. No, and he said even mentally as well. Yes. And I get why he says that because nowadays you look around, things are always down, news of this, that, and then you come home, there's someone whom you can talk to, who you can, share your problems with, and someone who can, lift you up. So I understand why he said that's very true.
Very good indeed. Well done. For thinking like that. Now, there was a gentleman who said, very modernly, I don't even know if that word exists, I don't know. He seems to be from another generation, but he speaks
in a very modern way.
Millennium.
Millennial, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and I couldn't disagree any more than I really disagree with his comment, please forgive me, when he says, it's just a contract from the moment that you have to go to the town hall. And then, so I have a question for you, sir. Please don't be upset with me. I don't know if he's watching.
Probably.
And to everybody who is embracing that argument and not doing things properly, tell me something. If you have a job, why would you sign a contract, right? Why? Do you know why? Because both parties deserve to be honored. And unfortunately, we live in times where the word is not as, powerful. People don't mean what they say most of the time. Like many, many years ago, people would shake hands and it was a done deal. They wouldn't go back on their word. The word had a very strong, it was very heavy, a meaning. So nowadays, try and go to work without signing a contract. You don't know. You believe you have a good eyes when it comes to, well, good eyes. Let me explain. You believe the person will fulfill their part. But what if they don't? What if they say, sorry, I'm not paying you your salary this month because I don't feel like it. I want to go on holiday and I'm going to need extra money. So please wait for the fall. How is that going to work for you?
Yeah.
So we need contract in a marriage is something that is done, just before the law. Before the law, so that both parties may be protected and respected. As far as two people know, they are getting married, they love each other very well, but what if the other person has a secret?
Yeah, that's
Or
true.
what if the other person, is up to no good or whatever? So at least there is something there in the eyes of the law.
To protect both of you.
Yeah, so this thing that people, for example, okay, let's say that you are dating, but you want to date with extra benefits, if you know what I mean. So you will never ask the girl to marry you because you get everything for free. When I say for free is without making any effort. Ring on the finger, commitment, signing a document. So that's not fair.
That's true.
It's not fair. You need to, obviously, people believe that, many people like to use that argument of the document, but isn't that something we do for everything? You want to apply for a mortgage. There's a contract. It doesn't mean you hate the bank. It doesn't mean, the bank is out to get me. No, you already know what you are expected to do in that deal.
Yeah.
So the paperwork is not really important. But you see, many people choose to focus. The thing is that many women and many people and men, they give too much away.
That's the problem.
So the person will never see the need to commit. Not just in the paper, but on the altar. Because marriage, for me, there's two parts of marriage. I got married at the registry office first, before the law, the eyes of men. But for me, the most important thing was to be on the altar, making a vow with my God of faithfulness to my husband, who was right before me, looking him in the eyes and telling him, until death do us part, in sickness and in health.
Exactly.
So, but people choose, they're very selective when they don't want to commit. So ladies, give less. Okay?
And he'll value you more.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Because like this guy you're commenting on, he was saying like, because I already, what are you saying about, I already have a child, and I don't want to live together. And, he was making all these arguments. And it was just kind of like, you can see that for him, marriage is just meaningless.
And if it's just a document, why don't you just sign it then?
Yeah.
What's the problem? It's a piece of paper, right?
Exactly.
So then, you see how they contradict.
And people, a lot of people, they don't want the responsibility of marriage. They just want to have the person, but still live a life.
Yeah, so we want to say something to the ladies, because this is a program for ladies and everyone else who wants to watch. So run away, identify people who want to take advantage, of your love and kindness and everything else you have to offer. You are perhaps a very loving lady and you are genuinely looking for someone, but then you identify that this chap, this young man or older man is asking you for extra benefits before he commits. No. Say no. Exactly. And then you will see if there's real love there. Okay? Matilda.
Yes.
We are going to give some people, we're going to talk about a few benefits. Okay? I know that marriage gets a very bad press.
Yeah, nowadays.
But then if you look closely, it's from people who are very bitter. Bitter because they failed once, and life is about failing and getting up and fighting and succeeding. Life is like that.
It's true.
When we learn to walk, how many times did we fall down and hurt our knees? It doesn't mean I don't want to walk ever again because every time I try, I hurt myself. No. Or this employee, this employer was not fair to me. I don't like.
I'm never going to work ever again.
I don't
want
to work anymore because they're all the same. It doesn't make sense. So we need to understand that life is about hearing a no, is about hurting yourself sometimes. It's life, right? But God is there with you by your side. Just call upon Him. But there are a few benefits that we just want to talk about. What's the first one, Matilda?
It says companionship. So basically having someone by your side
So
to
nice.
talk to,
I love
to
that.
laugh with. There are some jokes that
Get
I always
silly
say,
together.
only your husband will understand, or only your wife. There are certain jokes that you can laugh about together because you get each other.
That's true.
So it's kind of like just having someone there, having a friend, a best friend.
And also, getting old is real.
It's true.
Getting old is real. So guess what? I want to have a cup of tea, like the English say, with my old man. Is that how they say? Me getting older with my lovely husband who is getting older. Both of us perhaps shaking. But this is life. Marriage. There's a lot of, what's the word? You know too much about the other person, so you can never be apart from one another.
Exactly. And have you noticed that sometimes when people have been together for so long, when one passes away, shortly after, the other one passes away or they pass away together because they've journeyed together.
My other half is gone. There's half left. I don't know, but it's very special.
It is.
So what's the second one?
It says the privilege of building a life with someone is basically what we're talking about. Because when you get married, it's like you're starting your journey together. You see each other from your young age, depending on the time you got married. You see each other middle-aged, and then you see each
all
other
all
stages of life.
With a lot of money, with little money,
with kids, no
unemployed.
kids.
You've seen it all.
You've seen it all.
Yeah, I agree with you. You've conquered. Many people. They find it easier to say to someone, "Oh, she's lucky," without knowing their life story. Maybe they saved up like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
There wasn't such a thing for like a year of Starbucks coffee and croissants. It was homemade snacks so that you could save for your house deposit.
Yeah.
So you see, all these things, only two people who are involved in these experiences will cherish.
Yeah.
So absolutely, building a life with someone is very, very special.
It is.
Third point, having someone in your older years to take care of you and for you to take care of the other person, for you to take care of each other. So we've touched on that. We said companionship, but that is very broad. You have someone to go out with you. You always accompanied. You always have someone to chat with. You're not lonely. But also when you get older, it's really nice.
It's nice.
Every time I see an old couple,
I was just about to say, it's like, oh my God.
They look cute.
Exactly. It's like you see they can't do without each other. They're holding on to each other. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I want to get there.
Sometimes I tell my husband, oh, look at us in a few years' time. And then my husband, I'm going to look so much better. And I said, no, you're not going to have so much hair. So we make fun of one another.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so healthy, isn't it?
It is.
So what's the next one?
It says married parents set a positive impact in their children's life.
Why, Matilda?
Because when you have like that strong relationship, your children are going to grow up with a strong foundation and they're going to see the same and they're going to aspire to the same as well. But many times when we see children, they have role models. But when we see children from broken families, of course, some situations, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
But you see how it affects the children. Sometimes the children don't even want to get married anymore. They say, no, this has been so hard. I've seen this in my family. I'm not getting married. But when you have like a strong relationship, your child will grow up and they'll have the same and their children will have the same.
And I think it's important to mention that I know that many parents out there, they fight, to, put food on the table, fight in a sense. They go out every day working, they work hard. They are on a mission to provide for their children, perhaps a single parent or not. But, something that many parents don't understand yet is that your children need stability at home by seeing mom and dad happy than having new trainers every month or having designer clothing. This is not the kind of stuff that they will remember. You know, children carry things in their baggage growing up because of what they see, what they witness, not what they are, given as gifts. I don't remember many things, but I remember many negative things that happened in my home, as well as some positive ones, depending on the stages that we've been throughout our childhood. So a happy marriage, happy children. Right there. You don't need to shower them with gifts. Sometimes you can't afford anything Christmas time or even birthdays, but you say, hey, my love, look your child in the eye, go down to their level, eye level. Listen, mommy and daddy loves you very much. We provide this comfortable house for you, and our love for you is real.
Yeah, you'd be very surprised how this...
next year maybe we'll get you something. So it's not about the gifts, it's about the environment, the peace and the joy that you have because you are well married, therefore you will be a happy person. Not so stressed, angry, snappy.
Yeah.
It's very connected to your love life, okay? Your mood. And then what's the other one?
It says you learn from one another.
The last one.
Yeah, it says marriage is like a mirror that helps you see your flaws so that you can improve. I couldn't agree more, because there you have someone who's not afraid to tell you, actually, what you did was wrong, or you can improve on this. And it helps us, it breaks down that ego of ours that thinks, oh, we can do everything, we're so good, because in truth, we're not. Yeah. But when we have someone next to us who's not afraid to point out our flaws, you help each other.
And also, Matilda, think of the times that you were insecure about something. And your husband cheered you on. Said, listen, you can do this.
Yes.
My husband did that throughout my driving. I was like, I hate driving. But I'm going to do it so I can be more useful. And he used to, go out with me at night after a long day of work. Let's go, let's practice parking. And I said, I don't want to practice anything. I'm not good at it. But then he would say, you can do this. I believe in you. Yeah. Look at me. I remember my husband, look at me. Focus.
But you see, that lifted you up. That was like, yes, I can do it. I can do it.
So you gain from the other person traits that you weren't born with. So sometimes people who know me very well and my husband, they will say, oh my gosh, you look just like James. And I said, no, we don't. Not physically, obviously, but your mannerisms, the way you speak, the way you... And I said, oh, really?
Some very, very, very interesting tips. I hope you had your notebook and your pens, because you should savor these ones. But, there's another tip that we have for you, the last one. And it says, you always have someone with you in good and difficult times. That's very true. Because in the good times, you have your cheerleader, but in the difficult times, you have someone that's always like, yes, you can do it. Yes, you're not, sometimes you see yourself in a certain way. No, you're not like this. You're strong.
And sometimes, like we've mentioned, you go through things together, through thick and thin, like they say. You go through stages. Yeah. Some people go through pregnancy, and then you go through, stages of life that are natural, menopause, which, is like a second puberty, but in a very strange, interesting way, shall we put it that way? But you have to embrace it.
Yeah.
Guess who needs to embrace it also? Your partner. So you have this support, you may not understand, but you talk about it and you help one another. So I think it's really important to understand.
You're honoring your vows, good and bad, in sickness and in health.
Many benefits.
So many benefits, exactly.
So many benefits to this meal that many people don't want to cook.
Ah, yes.
Now, there's a Bible verse that we want to read, share with you before we go. Matilda, which one is it?
It says, it's in Ecclesiastes 4:9-12.
So the Bible says this, look at that.
It says, 2 are better than 1, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, One will lift up his companion. But woe to him who is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him up. Again, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one be warm alone? Though one may be overpowered by another, two can withstand him. The threefold cord is not quickly broken. Wow.
Isn't that powerful?
Wow, wow, wow.
Look, this is the Bible that many people think is boring.
Yeah.
The Bible is a book of wisdom. The Bible is alive. The Bible is spirit. When you read the Bible, your life changes. Oh, let me correct my sentence. When you read and you practice. This is very important. And just to finalize, you know, perhaps you've watched this episode and you don't feel very, you're not very...
Maybe you're disheartened.
Yeah, you're a bit discouraged with the whole thing of marriage. You've been, heartbroken about it. Something happened, something tragic. But listen, God can heal you. I happen to be married and started well because I came to the church when I was young. So I had this opportunity. But I know many people who came to the church. When I say they came to the church, it means they were exposed to the Bible and their eyes were opened. Oh my gosh, so I can do this. Oh, so my life can change. And they changed, they turned their lives around. They were healed from past traumas. So they have a very good and healthy and blessed marriage today, just like I have. So with God, there are no impossibles.
Yeah.
So if you are going through something, easier than to be bitter about it is to deal with it, because we were not born to be alone.
Yeah.
I don't care what people say. It's a lie. People who say, Matilda, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine, you know.
I'm a strong, independent, I don't need a man.
Yes, right. If we had a hidden camera of them crying at night, not having anyone to talk to, people who say that, you know, don't listen to what these people say. Listen to what the Word of God says. Look, the Word of God says what you just heard, two are better than one. When one falls, the other one lifts the other up. Look how powerful. Marriage is a blessing. So whatever happened to you, don't be disheartened. You can start afresh. God has someone prepared for you. If you call upon Him, if you learn and educate yourself, you know, in the light of the Word of God, by coming to the services, you learn a lot. It's like a school.
Exactly.
The church is like a school. People think that church is boring. Listen, I don't know which church you've been going to, but we love all churches. But come and have a look.
Yeah.
Listen to the teachings and then make a decision for yourself. If you don't want to come back, no problem. But I guarantee you that you will find your answers and your healing. Okay? Matilda, that's all for now.
That's all for now.
Join us again next week. Thank you for coming.
Thank you again.
All right. Have a good day. Remember to leave your comments and also share this video with someone you know. Yes. Okay? Bye-bye.
Bye.
10 reasons to take part in the love therapy. 10. Overcome traumas.
The love therapy helped me to heal, as well as really go through my past traumas and the things that I faced to unlearn certain habits and behaviors that I used to have from previous relationships.
9. Understand boundaries.
Helps me overcome my issues with, for example, being unfaithful to one person, not understanding the value of women. It helped me to see that women are not just objects. It helped me to understand the importance of marriage.
8. Learn to value yourself.
Valuing myself, becoming more confident, bold, bettering my relationships with those who are around me. And today I no longer have that mentality of being afraid of getting involved when it comes to my love life.
7. Learn about intelligent love.
The more I came, the more I wanted to learn more about myself and how I could make an impact in my love life, since I wanted to change.
6. Use reason over emotion.
Work on myself, it would improve my self-esteem and make me believe in myself. And as I come and I apply everything that I learned in the love therapy, I'm able to see results and be more confident that when I get into a relationship, I'll be able to succeed.
5. Better relationships with others.
The love therapy helped me overcome issues by allowing me to become more confident within myself, knowing my value, knowing who I am. And I was able to learn things that I can be able to teach my family. And I was able to express it to my family so we can have a good relationship with my family.
4. Prepare yourself before dating.
You come to the love therapy and it's actually a mirror, I still need to work on making sure that I tell the truth all the time. I still need to work on making sure that I'm removing the things that aren't good in my life, for example. And I still have to, make sure that I'm working on my character daily, because then that way I'm priming myself for when the perfect partner comes along.
3. Become a better husband and wife.
So, for example, if they're going through a situation or a problem, the love therapy helped them to understand, okay, this problem can be resolved in this way. It's not all just about, your love life, but it's also about you on the inside, for you to unravel those things that's within yourselves so that you know how to improve and to be better.
2. Believe in love.
Now I have that love for myself first. And I think that's going to always be the biggest thing, is having that comfort in myself and knowing that I'm good on my own. The thing is, if I'm good on my own and I'm complete on my own, then I'm going to be good with somebody else as well.
1. Bulletproof your relationship.
I learned how to build a good relationship with him, how to have a happy marriage.
The Love Therapy, every Thursday at 8 p.m. at 232 Seven Sisters Road, Finsbury Park, London, N4 3NX. Also at selected locations across the country. You can find out more by calling us on 020 7686 6000.